One of the things that can happen with your engine is there is a seal on the cover, and you may find inside, so you remove the ignition coil, just usually a 10mm bolt, and you find inside around the spark plug a little bit of oil, just on one side, not too much, not full with oil, just a little bit. Well, even that little bit of oil, actually what it does is that it continues to seep through the spark plug threads, and it falls right onto the spark itself, and it cuts the spark. Not all the times, but it's going to cut. Even if it's just a very slight amount that you find in there, it can actually lower the engine power and obviously increase the engine fuel consumption, lower the MPG, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just on one spark plug like on this car. Normally you need to replace, to remove the cover and to replace the seals. Be aware that many covers are plastic these days, so the bolts have very low torque on them, so be sure to know the torque. But there is one thing that you can do. It takes 30 seconds, 2 minutes max, and you just can actually try to see if it does improve your power in the first place and maybe even your fuel consumption. And this is what I did actually, because I don't want to mess with these covers. On older car was easier. On my Honda Civic was very easy to remove. This car have PCVs or other sensor whatever, and it's more of a job. If you just get a good piece of paper towel, but I recommend you get something very strong like Bounty. Don't use cheap ones because you want to fish it back. You just slide it into the hole with the spark plug without removing the spark plug, just the ignition coil. Just slide it into the hole and let it reach the bottom of the hole. And you may want to use maybe a kind of a wire to fish it or to place it back. Usually what I will do, and you see this is an old one I did had there for maybe 1 week. It soaked all the oil that was usually falling onto the spark plug, and when I put this just right a few moments after driving, I felt like the power of the engine was different. It was just pulling better. I don't know about the MPGs, more difficult to measure, and it's not going to increase by by 5 MPG or so, but I felt the engine power was different. And I could see 1 week or 2 weeks later it's soaked with oil. So right now I'm just replacing it. I'm putting a new paper. I'll show you how to do it, but again, use a quality paper. Cut it, I would say cut it maybe the length, just give it a few tries, maybe the length of the ignition coil that goes into the hole. But what's very important is not to cover the tip of the coil or the top of the spark plug, because you want to have contact between the coil spark plug, so make sure it doesn't go over the top. Maybe just wrap it around like this. Don't put too many layers, maybe just enough to wrap it around like that, and just try to slide. I try to do this one hand, but maybe it goes, not too bad. Just more or less. I will do it better after filming, so make sure you slide. And what's important is to have it slide right to the bottom. Just do a few tests. Don't worry, it's not going to catch in fire, it's not going to burn or anything. It's just heat, and if you have heat from the engine, so it's not fire or something, if you have a good quality paper, it should work. So what's important is not to have the paper crumbling at the bottom of the hole, because then it's difficult to remove from there. So use a strong paper and give it a try, see what it does. Try to drive your car afterwards and let us know if this kind of works for you.